Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Cubit, Aussie boy, Kalisa. You are all very welcome. Oh, that was a bit hotter than I was expecting. So we are going to do some exciting stuff. So Vladimir from the VTest team has been urging me to move the nuxt VTest implementation into a setup file. And so I've just pushed this, a change to move the import of the nuxt entry file into a setup. And there's basically something that I now need to fix because component mocking doesn't seem to be working. I need to figure out why not. So I thought I would stream the hopefully the solution, and we will see whether that actually solves anything. Oh, I think I may have pushed a console log up there as well. Config. No, config. I think it's mock. Yeah. Maybe I haven't. Did I push a console log? No, I haven't. I think it's just from the last build. So, Biscoitus, nice to see you all. So, who turned up to Anthony's stream yesterday? He's amazing, isn't he? He's really, really fantastic. Why would I? Yeah, I know. It's a good thing. It's a good thing for me that Anthony is like, which days are you streaming, Daniel? Okay, I'll do the other days because otherwise I tell you nobody would turn up here. Anthony's just great. I love him so much. Thank you. Right. Okay, so there are two problems here. If you turned up on Monday, we've made quite a lot of forward movement in terms of what we set out as our sort of agenda. We now have all of these. So we basically have achieved a full porting of nuxt VTest into nuxt test-utils. It's done. It's not published yet, but it is done. So basically, there is no more need for nuxt VTest. It is fully in. So we've implemented it. It's done. And all the history is merged too. Web vitals, cool. Rohit, tell me, remind me about that because we can probably fix that today. Mehmet, nice to see you. Yes, no, I figured you meant nuxt. I wasn't going to quibble about that. Okay, so those are fine. And we can do all of that again in a moment. Right. So basically the issue, so I'm saying we've done a lot, but there's this thing is the key blocker. So right now nuxt test-utils is stuck on VTest 0.33. And there's a newer version of VTest we need to update. And so this does that. This PR updates us. And it has to do a couple of other things as well. So we basically need to, I wonder, let's just try that, see what happens if I run this. Okay, yeah, that is required, pretty much. Yep, okay. I wonder if I could also do SSR enabled false. I wonder what that would do. So, Aussie boy, what are you asking? And Justromix, nice to see you. Welcome. And Ed, hello. Good to see you too. Yeah. So basically, this is the behavior of the, that doesn't seem to have made any difference setting this. this is the behavior that we have a basically the component and auto import mocks. Okay, the composables work fine. It's just the component mocks that don't work. Oh, that's interesting. So that is actually a little bit better than I was realizing. So we basically need to figure out why the component mocks don't work. This, helper mock component. And mock component 2 maybe. Okay, we'll try that. And we'll also directly run vtest run mock component 2. So we are just clearly specifying. Oh, so yeah, you're right. At the moment we have vtest environment. So so this is the. Are you looking at the? Well, so at the moment I've proposed vtest environment, runtime utils, module, experimental, config, and this. So basically config is the same as vtest environment nuxt config or nuxt vtest config. Module is the test-utils module. Runtime utils is all the runtime assertions. Joaquin, hello, nice to see you. We were chatting on Discord just a moment ago. Nice to see some unread messages, so I haven't gone back to you yet. And vtest environment is effectively the same thing. Now, this shouldn't need to be used by anybody. This is, as it were, an internal environment that we're not expecting anyone to. I will check it. Okay, so Joaquin has come to tell me to look at his messages, is what is happening. So I see. Right, I will have to look at that later. Okay, so this is internal in that, like right now, we have a stub package. We have this, which basically just re-exports it. Because in the version of nuxt of vtest that we are currently stuck on, which is 0.33, we don't. It has to be named vtest environment dash. Like we can't specify a path or anything else that is a module. So that's a shame. Hey Flo. So as a result, we have this stub module, which we can publish. When we publish this next version of test-utils, we'll publish this, which just re-exports it from nuxt test-utils. And that'll be fine, right? That will work. But in vtest 0.34, we now have the ability to pass a path, and then we can actually remove it from being a subpath export at all, and just use an internal runtime path, which will be the best solution. And then we just have config. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to figure out why this mock component isn't working. Okay, so we want to see this. So I'll just log this out. Welcome, hello, HCM Lopez. Okay, so we do have this coming in. So it's been detected. And I'm guessing mock lines. I'm guessing this is the issue, that maybe it's to do with the global here. What if I do global this? I wonder if there's been a change in behavior in the stub global. Okay. We'll try global this, that might make a difference, or window. I see. Okay. Let's try that. I doubt this will make a difference actually, but and this is dark magic, which I didn't originally create, so we're having to figure out how this works. So basically, I'm sure we have just prepended this. Maybe this isn't happening. Oops. Okay. So we are prepending it. And what exactly are we prepending? I suspect this is a very minor thing that probably we don't need to even worry about. As in, it's probably a tiny thing, like a difference in the paths or something like that. So, oh, that's interesting. So it's imported that. I wonder if the issue is the path. Let's see. Path is the file path. And what I wonder is whether we need to resolve it, maybe. Could it be as simple as that? Maybe, let's see, what we should have the ID and maybe the importer. Nope, that's options. This is just transform. Okay, so where are we getting the... Oh, we just resolve it with nuxt options root directory, which should be somewhere here, right? Nuxt options source. Why is component file path not fully... Okay, more logging. Okay. Tom, you are here. You do like me after all. Always good to realize. Oh, actually, it's not what I mean. Okay. Okay, so it is the full thing. The factory is... Oh, that's what we were providing. So we do actually have the full path. So the problem isn't that. So somehow is the behavior of mocking is changed. Or maybe we're not, we must be transpiling the component. So we're mocking this, and we're expecting when we mount the app for it to be resolving the mock. So why wouldn't it? Okay, I'm going to just import some component. Like this. I guess it's maybe an object. I'll just log it. Okay, it is mocked here. It's just not mocked in the app, I guess. So let's open the app and let's import it there. Try that again. Okay. Okay, so it's something to do with the order. This is more and more minor. So why would okay, let's try this instead. Mocks component, mocks lines, and just let us know okay, let's try that. My ever professional debugging. Okay, so we have here, we've prepended imports, but we haven't prepended the components. That's probably it, right? So this is basically what if I just say true? Then why shouldn't we resolve it? Let's just see if that makes a difference. We'll make it a bit bigger. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, that did not help. Wait a second. Is there a reason why we're not? Do we ever transform? If ID includes app.view console log ID. Or no, this isn't really the, this isn't meant to transform it, right? Hey, so what we're working on today is this. We're updating nuxt vtest to the latest version of vtest. And I say it's nuxt vtest. Actually, it's not. It's now nuxt test-utils. And this is basically the final step. So we are, oh, interesting. Okay, we're transforming that, but maybe we're transforming that too soon. Why would we transform it too soon? Oh, we're transforming it too soon because I guess because the entry is in fact importing it. So we import like root component here. That's the problem with setup files. Okay, what happens if I push to the end of setup files rather than... Okay, so basically I guess setup files. So basically what we've done is we've moved the initialization of the nuxt environment to the end, not in the environment setup, but in the first, as the first setup file. And that has solved a lot of issues, but it hasn't fully solved it. And I'm not entirely sure whether this is a problem with vtest or with our implementation. So, Reaper, welcome. Yeah. And I feel like I could probably make this work by simply doing this. And moving this out of app just into here. The question is whether that is writing more docs for test-utils is very much on my list because it's, in fact, it is here. Here, this thing, because we actually need to create this, the documentation, and a whole raft of things are now being updated. So under the hood, nuxt test-utils. You should, by the way, check out this module author guides, because there's actually some information on testing using nuxt test-utils here. So have a look at this bit, and have a look also in the nuxt repository itself, because we test everything using nuxt test-utils like internally. So basically, these tests should give you a lot of information about what we do and what you can do. So you can see, for example, we basically at the top, you set up your nuxt environment, And then you can use test utilities like fetching things from a server, or you can also create a browser page, which is just a Playwright page and has all the same properties that Playwright does. So those are maybe some good starting points. But we do need documentation, and there is an issue for it. So any contribution you can make before I get to it would be very much appreciated. Let's try. This. Well, in fact, HT, I have just merged them. So I have done this just yesterday, Monday and yesterday. So we now have this commit. We actually now have merged the unit tests into test-utils. So nuxt vtest is not a separate thing. I haven't released it yet because I want to do a couple more refactors and fixes. And I need to make sure that the API is good, like in terms of user experience. But it's not much longer to wait, is what I'm saying. Okay, so let's try test. Oh, this is not going to work, by the way. It's going to fail. Actually, I wasn't expecting it to fail that soon. We need to run this. Okay, lots of stuff passing. And then nothing here passes. So it looks like the change that I've made to where we initialized nuxt isn't working with regard to the dev testing. So let's try that. We have dev, and in watch mode, basically, we are passing, I think, why would this be different? I wonder if it's to do with the environment. And I wonder if we could do that tell in the config. Tell rather in here. Something like if sorry, I don't have the shortcut set up. I'm not actually even sure how to set the shortcut up, but that will tell you the answer. Rats. I wanted the log at the beginning here. Okay, so we have right. Okay, I got lots of trues. So that does mean we have access to it in the environment. And I guess in that case, can we just import? like that. Okay, more stuff is passing, which is good. But some stuff is not passing because of different versions, I think, of Okay, this would be different versions of vtest or view, maybe. Let's see if I can find it. So view, it's fine, there's one version of view, one version of vtest, one version of vtest. Maybe it's just one is optimized and one isn't. I think it's resolving wrongly. I think we can probably try this instead. Here. Not make any difference. No, all the same set of errors. That was 4 and 8. Does this make any difference? For 8, 16. Okay. Interesting. Oh, I think the snapshot is probably something I can ignore. Right, so, well, okay, that's probably safer. And as far as the environment, it does seem it's okay to simply run app entry here. But what I don't know is why we have all of these issues. Let's see if we can do a few more things in our deps. So we should have, for a start, we should have server deps inline. And I wonder if we just move these up here, whether that would, that's what it's telling us to do. So we could try that for a start and see if that works with just the basic unit test. Cool, deps inline seems good. What about dev? We're not expecting this to work. Okay, so some of this is mocking, so all the same. So, but I think that is safe to do. Server deps inline. It seems. Test only test mocking components imported outside .view. I think in order to mock components in app.view, we probably need to. I'm sorry, everybody. This is boring, maybe. Basically, this is hopefully deep magic. Do not use separate setup file for dev testing. Okay. Right. So where are we? It's still dying. It's still dying. So this set of errors, these kinds of things, where it kind of probably is undefined reading modules. If you were to Google this, you will find that this is to do with different versions of Vue being imported. And almost certainly what's happening is that we have like if I search for Vue or vtest or something like that, you'll find that the issue here is that we have got like a global, like Vue has this concept of a global instance. So if we're importing a CJS version of Vue and separately an ESM version of Vue, then we are going to bump into this problem. Now what I wonder is whether we might be able to handle this with an alias. So something like, we're pulling in the client config, but whether we could do something like specify like, okay, I think we can make this simpler anyway. Let's try this. I think we can just do and overrides. We can do maybe this. No, we want to do directory. I think we need to do something like this. I'll clean it up in a bit. We basically want to pass in some aliases for Vue. So let's try this. We would want to do, it's probably fine. Oh. Let's see if that pulls in anything. Might not work, it's not a fully resolved path. And we also probably need to have server renderer separately. Another option might be, it might be something like this. This file isn't being transpiled. Let's run that one more time. Hold it in, long time no see. So it's pulling in the Vue runtime core, which is let's see, we should be able maybe to get Carlos, good to see you. Okay, I have a question for you, by the way. This is the question. Where should I stream? So There we go. Quick poll. Where should I stream? Should I stream here? Should I stream on YouTube? Or I guess somewhere else. So that is my question for you. I don't, like, obviously Twitch has monetization. I don't care about that particularly. What I mostly care about is it's convenient for people and it's useful for people. I have fun either way. So Twitch won't let you stream on both. It's not allowed. So I think it's possible people do it by not, I'm not quite sure how they do it. It is allowed. You are allowed to stream on both. I can't combine the chats. That's a pain though, isn't it? Okay, I will check it again. I'll check it again. Okay, so basically everybody's saying Twitch/both. Okay. It's permissible. Amazing. I do export them all to YouTube. So if you haven't promo, I do. So if you check them out, you'll see all my past streams. Twitch does give me the ability to export them easily. So I basically just stick them out onto YouTube for the purpose, like, so everybody can have access to them. Yeah, they are there, and I do plan actually on creating some guidelines, like some single little videos for useful things. Oh, that's very, very cool. Okay, sure. This is great. Okay, so I will do that in future. Now, why is this not working? Okay, let's not do it here. I wonder if I can configure maybe the test alias, or test alias result. Is that going to be? Why would this be? Okay, we're getting better errors now, okay, because this now it can't find it. That's absolutely fine. It's because we're now getting like multiple levels of I think that might work. Let's try this. I don't know if I actually need not resolve path, but like resolve module. Yeah, let's try that. I think resolve module might actually use something else under the hood, like CJS utils, but that might be okay. Let's just see if this works. Yeah, okay, it resolved it. I think. Oh, view server renderer needs to be. what I would ideally like to see is for the error message, I guess there's still an error message, it's still not working, but I would like to see that error message be not coming from CJS, but from ESM. No, it's still coming from CJS. So something is importing this. Is it runtime utils? I bet that's what it is. So, okay, so maybe what's happening here is that actually we are not inlining our dist runtime utils. So let's just try that, just to see what happens. David, good to see you. Also not working. As in literally nothing is changing. So does anyone have real v-test expertise? So basically what I'm struggling with right now, and I really am struggling with this is so painful, is that we have somehow we are importing all of we're importing both the view ESM and the view CJS side of things. Hey, Cosmic Sands, welcome. I want to ask, are you a font or are you something else? But particularly, are you a font? Okay, yeah, basically it's the wrong version of view. So you see, it's such a long log. I think it's coming from test-utils maybe. I think I need to run the entire test suite to see. Basically, it's importing a CJS version of one of these things. But absolutely. Although I asked Anthony the other day, he's so humble. He's like, oh, it's been a while. I'm not sure I know about what's going on with v-test. Like, Anthony, you wrote the thing. Yeah, I think you're probably fine. Aha, testing library DOM. We probably need to include that in our inline dApps. It's also not worked. So why? Come. We're still pulling in the CJS utils. And what is pulling them in? So we have, the first thing is view runtime core, which we have resolved, I think. Runtime core .esm bundler.js. Yeah, that has it is a duplicate view instance. Carlos, you're absolutely right. This is a duplicate view instance, and it's the CJS and the ESM versions of view which are being pulled in separately, and that is what it is. And I'm trying to figure out where the duplicate version is coming from. I mean, probably what's happening is that something which is not being transpiled is just being imported, I guess, in the vnode context, and it might be like we can always do something like what is it? Always do something like resolve dedupe view, right? That might work, but I think that's already set by nuxt. And I also think it won't make a difference, because if it's not being transpiled, then it's not going to even be able to dedupe it. So how would you find the thing that is importing the wrong version. Oh, can it be nuxt DevTools? Ah, I wonder. I also wonder if we should just disable nuxt DevTools. So do something like, oh, this is vite config. Let's just try it in the fixture here. I think actually we need it to be enabled. But if we disable it, does it work? No, it doesn't seem it works. So it'll be something else. Okay, so we have view runtime core against CJS. This is coming from our own ESM version of our runtime utils, but why would that be? Yeah, I can. And maybe we can also, okay, so here we're going to need to run this. This is the issue. The issue is that we're actually not running vtest directly. We're running nuxt, which is then running vtest for us. Yay. So the only way to really sort of reduce it, I think, is actually if we just remove everything else. So if I were to just, no, none of that is actually, I'm just going to delete it. And so let's see what happens. We're still running the unit tests. I guess the unit tests are all working fine. Yes, it works with plain vtest. Cosmic Sands, well, it's a pleasure to have you here. The Nuxt is a framework for building web apps. So it's like Next.js, but for Vue. And it's been going for a while now. You can see the website at nuxt.com. And like, have a look. We prioritize developer experience. The aim is make everything work as well as we can for people and for it to be fully configurable. There are lots of nice things I could say about it, but I don't want to be a salesperson. Okay, so yes, everything fails. And I'll just narrow it down to a single test in the interests of minimizing things. And okay, we have testing library view. Let's just check. I wonder if we also need to specifically add that, like the full thing, like this. Maybe we need testing library view rather than just testing library DOM. Let's try that. This is Pale Night Sands, and I can give you the full list, link to it there. Okay, this is still failing. That single test is failing, and it's still importing CJS. And indeed. So did I say sounds? I meant Pale Night operator. Okay, so it's definitely it's the render one. So I think it's not like there was another that was maybe using view test-utils or the runtime utils. Is there anything? Mount suspended. So that's using view test-utils. This is using this. Like the thing that's different about this is that it's using testing library. So I wonder if this is an issue with testing library, like if that's the difference here. Oh, I think I'm just rerunning this test and I didn't rebuild the app. Let's try that again. I think it's testing library view, and let's see if that makes any difference now. Let's have a look. It looks like it might be CJS. It's CJS. I bet you. Testing library view? Well, the thing is, the test is just testing the testing library view, right? So render suspended imports from testing. The point of this particular utility is to import from testing library view, I think. This thing imports testing library view. Maybe it does it, because it does it. Remove it. Oh yeah, you saw that already. Let's try this. Shouldn't make a difference, but still. That's very kind of you. That's very kind of you. You in Ukraine inspire me as well. Yeah, this testing library is using CJS, so that much we know. And so it's possible that that's the issue, but. Okay, optimize steps. Should we optimize testing library view? Is that the thing to optimize? Oh, I know. Why? Right? Okay. Let's try this instead. Oops. Is this what I work on full time? Pretty much. So I'm full-time open source, and Estevan, I'm a full-time open source developer. So I'm sponsored by companies and people to work on open source, and as a result, I get to do stuff like this. So okay, that's not working. It shouldn't be the DOM that we need to optimize. It should just be testing library view. Maybe optimizer. Is this going to work? Include. I'm not employed by Nuxt. So Nuxt is the framework. Nuxt Labs is a company that was started by Sebastian and Alex. And they do sponsor me, but I'm not employed by them. I do help other companies with consultancy as well, although not as much as I used to. I might so I should write a little thing about how I'm funded, just for transparency. Basically, the most important thing for me is there's no quid pro quo. So nobody sponsoring me gets anything for that sponsorship. So there's no I do think that is very important. It's like when I build a module for a company, they never, like, there's no payment for that. Or and I would find it troubling if there was. I would say, like, do open source because you enjoy it. That's why I do it. I do this because I like it. Thank you, Aussie boy. I do this because I like it. It's fun, and the fact that people sponsor me to do it and companies sponsor me to do it is fantastic. But I would still be doing this even if people were not sponsoring me to do it. And Carlos, you don't need to donate anything. You can have a pint anytime, for sure. But it is a privilege to be able to do that. So I really respect people who can't. Yeah, I'm really grateful for it. Okay, so this is so weird. So vtest, right? I seem to recall that with nuxt vtest, we were doing a similar kind of upgrade path here, and I think Anthony had a look and did some debugging. He ran vtnode debug pump. Okay, this is what he found. Let's see if I can do that and get something useful here. Maybe it will just appear. Ah, okay. There's a dump file somewhere. Let me just see if I can pull it in. This. Okay. Okay, they're all there, right. Let's try one more time. This is quite a useful thing. That's nice. Okay, so let's see what's going on. So this is so we have that. We have render. I should look to that in a second. Okay, I can just grep for CJS stuff in there. That's weird. Let me see if I can open the testing library view again. And there's this render, which is requiring view test-utils. Okay, maybe it's coming via view test-utils. Because I bet that is importing it. So maybe if that context is pulling it in. So let's see if I can pull view test-utils in there. This is also going to fail. Well, actually, this is an interesting point. Maybe I'm going to see if I can make this pass first by skipping that single test. And we basically say, what's going on here? Not quite sure we have this double after each, but we'll just say skip if how about that? I see. Anyway, let's try that. Because if so, that might be a reasonable starting point. Because this is like an edge case. It's basically being able to run within DevTools, like when you're actually running your app. Okay, well, we're still having some other things fail. Okay, that's interesting. It's not just the render. It is also nuxt test-utils as well. Although that shouldn't make a difference because, but for goodness sake. Carlos, I just want you to tell me what's going on here. That's what I want. Oh, interesting. That's very interesting. Is that because I dropped that? Interesting. Why would that not be resolved? So we should be transforming that file. So basically, okay, so what I'm confused by here is that this is a bigger issue, like this is a more fundamental issue, because hash components is an alias that should be transformed by a nuxt plugin, but for some reason it's not running on that file. And that suggests that the nuxt config isn't even running. Okay, so we have our module here, and I wonder if it's related to vtest. All the game dev chat. Amazing. Beat node. I wonder if the issue is that it needs to be a lower version to match with nuxt. You're very much real developer. You're proper developers. Like, what am I doing here? I'm playing with little tiny things. Like, I feel game devs, like you're proper devs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody's saying that game dev that are not proper devs. Okay, this is clearly not a solution. Let's just pull in the this mock component thing. Let's try that. This is very simple. We use mock component and mount suspended. Niembe, hello. Okay, so I wish I could share my little frog videos. How did you find out about that? Were you in? Yeah, I don't have them. I wish I could find them. Like, the problem is this is only the translation, so it's not necessarily going to turn up anything. Like, if someone can translate that back into Chinese and look for, were you there? Ah! Did you say hi? So maybe it's something like we're not configuring Vite node. That would be nice. Okay, so we have vtest node and we have start vtest. Aha, okay. Aha, could this be it? Okay, so start vtest is filters. Aha, aha, ha ha. Oh, no, it's not. For a moment, I thought we would just had a different Rigo. Okay. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Is there an issue with Vite 5? Absolutely. You're gonna find me and make sure that I fix the bugs. Okay, so there's no actual type error. That was just an editor thing. So where is the config coming from? Okay, where are options coming from? Aha, okay. What is this? In a moment, I'm going to pause this and we'll do something else because I actually want to push a thing that actually works. And at the moment, we're still stuck and it's terribly annoying. Okay, so I'm passing a vite config. These are just CLI options. And then vite overrides. This actually should be set, I think, in nuxt, as in, yeah, it should be set to false. So I don't think we need to override it anymore. And I think what we can do is this is interesting. Okay, so because we are starting vtest. Okay, then how are we getting the nuxt? Get vtest config from nuxt, and then we're using the raw vite config, which is basically this, which is coming from app-resolve vite extend config. Aha. Okay, so let's try instead config resolved. Like that. And I think that, well, okay, have a thought about, I'm very grateful, Rico. If you're able to look at that, that would be great. Ooh, okay. No, this is the same arrow. It's just shorter because we reduced the thing down. I mean, this is right, but yeah. What monitors size and resolution? It is very large. Blasphemy, goodness. It is what is it? It is where is it? Okay. Okay. It is a 49-inch monitor, 5,120 by 1,440. It is extremely wide. This is just a portion of the screen, right? I've just sort of cut the screen so that we can I would also very happily work with just my laptop monitor. Yeah, it works really well. I'm very happy. I could take a picture or something and show you what it looks like, but it's good quality. I mean, it's not Retina, but okay, this is a total pain. That's fair. That's fair. This I think we can ignore. So I'm just going to commit this. And nothing here is actually relevant. And nothing here is relevant either. Okay, anyone have an idea? Some bug you want me to fix, or something that we can actually do in 15 minutes? I am going to, there's actually where is it? A local school here where I live, and they need some, they're having a competition, an entrepreneurial competition. And so I'm just going to be helping out as their mentor. And we have our first meeting this afternoon. So I'll be heading off there in probably half an hour, or a little bit less. Yes, it is the G9. Nice spot. And the kids are like, I'll share the thing. It's this. They're year 8 students. Okay. Oh yes, I saw this. Okay, so we have the yeah. Well, let's just whip this. Well, let's see. I guess we can probably push what I've got in case anybody else wants to solve this wonderfully. But I'll whip that, and we'll check out the main branch and dive into this issue. So we have an example of a test, and we're importing test props, and this doesn't work. Okay, so let's see if we can reproduce it. So we have got an example here, and we can say create a component maybe, and do something like components, like component. And what is it going to need? Some props. Okay, so we'll give it types, component props, interface component prop, my component props, and it's going to have a title string. Okay, and then we have our component here, and it's going to import that. Okay, and it's going to be define props. There we go. And we haven't prepared this yet, so and that's it, right? So we would want to do something like title. And let's try running the test against vtest. So question is, can we reproduce the bug? And we are actually not using, are we using vtest? Oh, this test needs to be, we're not. What's going on here? Is this the bug, Rigo, that you were experiencing? This doesn't look like it. It's a little bit different, right? Cosmic Sands, it was really nice of you to join us. And yeah, have a good day. So, oh, we should also probably fix this. I think this has been resolved, but let's just see the issue. I think we can just do vt ignore. Okay, and let's run that again. Oh, we need TypeScript to be installed. Which is why that's not currently working, I think. Okay, so that's working fine. And we have test app.nuxt. Oh, maybe we need to use my component. So let's just stick it in here. Okay, yeah, so we can reproduce the issue fairly. And so this is coming in from the file system access is required. This is coming in from the end-to-end test, right? So, So evidently vtest, we are setting something here. I'm sure what's happening is we're setting something. So in our config here, we are setting some option that is, I bet it's this. It could be this. Anyway, we're setting an option. So if I were to drop this all, it'll probably be something to do with a directory or something. But basically, okay, basically if we just run this, say just run this and we're going to run server.ete. Yeah, unit tests would fail if we did that, but I just want to see if I can isolate the thing that is breaking it. So if we pull that out, so we're not overriding anything, and if we pull this out, and if we pull this out, okay, so if we just pass the nuxt vite config, is that where the source of the error? Oh, we have to prepack it. Good mistake. I know I'm doing duplicate work here, but it's so fast and it saves changing the command. Okay, so it still fails if I remove the things. If I remove the nuxt vite config, does it pass? Yes. Okay. So basically, there's something in the nuxt vite config that is causing this behavior, and we can identify what it is. So let's just comment all of those out and just confirm that nothing else is also causing any issues. Okay, that's fine. So something in here is causing, like in nuxt itself, and it might be, okay, the interesting thing, I bet the issue is that it's meaning that like now nuxt is running, like vtest is running in a client vite environment, and it probably doesn't have fs access at all, right? Because it's client. So and we're saying it's not, so it'll be in here. Let's just check. What are we doing? We are setting these things. So what we could do, let's try removing them one by one. Let's try the plugins to start with. So sorry, I need to do something, but this is it. Okay, so that it's not the plugins. Could it be the view options? Let's try that. Unlikely to be that. Okay. What else does do we have in here? Build. Probably won't be that. Resolve, maybe. What do you mean requiring playwright? Requiring playwright is not a bug. Yeah, I mean, you don't need playwright unless you're using the browser testing side of things, right? So we have our keys, the things that we can eliminate. And so let's just do that. Now, I've got an extra one here, I think. What's going on? Oh, it's just types, right? So I think I just need to set them all to undefined. Okay, so this should pass. Okay, that's fine. So basically, let's figure out which bit of it is the solution. So I think it's not the test. Let's try test, log level. Okay, we'll try these, okay? So we're just bisecting to find the issue. So if we grab half of them there and try it again, go for it, Punky. Okay, so it's one of those. So let's reverse this and just make sure it's not one of these as well. Cool. Okay, so it's one of these options. And let's just, again, drop it in half and try those. I don't understand, need job, what you were saying, as in what piece you were saying. So it's one of these. Yeah, confirmed. Okay, so it means it is one, let's try those three. Okay, whoa. I bet root is right. Oh, it's not. It's define, build, or plugins. Okay, so let's just confirm. Okay. Set cookie. Thank you, Punky. Someone raised that issue, and I would. I'm so sorry. I think you might not even need to provide a reproduction because it's already there. So let's try build. I think it's build. I tried view earlier and it didn't solve it. It's build. Okay. So something in build is causing the issue. Wait a second. Wait a second. No, it's not build. It's one of these two. Let's try, could it be define? Let's try that again. Okay, it's define. Interesting. Interesting. No, there's a different cookie issue that's been resolved. Okay, so define is the problem. Let's see what the what define is again. Okay, so one of these is causing an issue with view. DOSPA, what do I like to do? I like reading, I like walking, I like swimming, I like climbing, lots of stuff. I'm gonna have to go in 3 minutes. And what the issue I'm facing right now is I'm debugging this issue here. No, this issue here. And we're doing a little quick speed run on it. I think we've sort of found it. I bet it's, what could it be? Maybe it's the node env. Could it be that? I bet it's node env. Might not be. I think maybe we should move that to there. Does that solve anything? No. Okay, it's not nodem. Okay, let's figure out what it is. So, because again, I'm sorry, this is probably really, really stupid to be doing it like this. Process.test is false. Interesting. That should definitely be not the case. We should pass in test true. That. And we should also log. We can also test the rest of them. Let's try this. Interesting. Okay, maybe it's just that test business. Oh no, we've still undefined it. But we have our list of things that we can try. So let's do it like this. Hello, Brocard, welcome. Ooh. Yeah, so it's process browser. This is the thing that apparently I think is breaking the FS access. So we probably want to try this. It has been 3 minutes, but I'm so close to a solution. No, I'm not. Oh, I'm setting it to undefined, so maybe I am setting it to true. To false. Thank you, that is very kind. I really do have to go. I can't just... Yeah, so that's the thing. So I don't just want to set it to false because that will break our unit tests. Hey, thank you. But we don't want to set these define options if we're not in vtest environment nuxt, right? So it might be that that's the only one that we need to remove, and it might be that it's safe just to delete it. But I mean, we also have this. I'm so sorry, Esteban. I'm debugging I think vtest is just really tough to get into. Let's try fix, use vignore for playwright dynamic import. And then let's say, cool. Let's see if we can just run the whole test suite. As in, will it work with the rest as well? Super, it all works. So I think this was the fix to remove process browser, but it's possible it's not the right fix. So we'll still need to have a look. I'll push the existing change because I think it's minor and doesn't need a full test suite. And then we'll do fix, sort of browser define, and do something like fix, do not set process browser. I think we're likely going to need a slightly different fix, but anyway, do not set process browser globally. And we'll push that up as a PR. Right, and now I really must go. Thank you all. It has been a real pleasure coding with you all today. And let's see if we have let's see if we have anyone else to go and join. Who do people feel like? Raid. Yeah, we can do that. The Primagen. Okay, you can all go and enjoy the Primagen. And I'm going to go and be chatting to some students who are future business leaders. That's the name of the competition. So think kindly of me while that happens. And yeah, can't wait until see you next time. Bye.